Owning and operating a motor vehicle can be a liberating experience. However, that vehicle will need to be maintained in order to continue being a reliable mode of daily transportation. Stepping into an auto garage or car dealership today can be an expensive ordeal. With the ever increasing labor costs and the infamous upselling techniques used by salespeople across the country, simply maintaining a vehicle can be extremely costly. According to Consumer Affairs, a professional oil change with synthetic oil can cost upwards of $80. I'm here today to tell you that with a little bit of know how and a few trusty tools, we can cut that number in half. Over the course of the next few minutes, I'll walk you through changing the oil in your vehicle. One of the first steps in changing your oil is to identify the year, make, and model of the vehicle. This information can be obtained from a variety of sources, and a great explanation can be found below. Additional details that you'll need to know are how much oil does the vehicle take, and what is the proper weight of oil, i.e., 5W30. They can tell you this at the parts store. Also, what tools do you have on hand and what will need to be purchased? The following tools and materials will be required: a floor jack, a socket wrench, a socket for the oil pan bolt, a filter wrench or filter adapter for the socket wrench, an oil drain pan, a funnel, shop towels or rags, the proper amount of oil for your vehicle, a specific oil filter for your engine, an empty oil jug for disposal of used motor oil, and a jack stand or a few spare tires. Head to your local auto parts store and inform the associate behind the counter what it is you're looking for. You don't have to be an expert when walking into one of these stores, but it does help to have some kind of understanding of the task at hand. That's why we gathered the information about the vehicle earlier. Purchase all the materials needed that you do not have readily available. Once you've purchased everything you need to complete the task at hand and return home. Once you've returned home, look for a paved, dry, level area to park your vehicle. Shut it off and wait for it to cool down. The engine in your vehicle runs at very high temperatures. It's important to give your vehicle time to cool, as the used motor oil will be hot to the touch right after running the vehicle for any extended period of time. Take this time to gather the tools and materials you need to perform your oil change. Locate the floor jack you'll be using as well as the tools you will gather for this task. Place the filter in a new container of oil close by and prepare your rags or shop towels for use. You'll want these close by during one step of this process. Pop the hood and check the current oil level by pulling the dipstick. There's a great tutorial for that link below. Check the level and make note of it. Is the color lower than it should be? Higher? Right on the money? How about the color? Is it black as night, or is there still a bit of transparency there? You can learn quite a bit about the health of your vehicle from that dipstick. Wipe it down clean and return it to its home position. Now some time has passed and the vehicle has had some time to cool. It's time to get to work. Find the ideal location to place the floor jack. There's a great walkthrough of this process linked below. Jack the vehicle up far enough that you can fit the top half of yourself underneath the vehicle. Don't crawl underneath of it just yet. At this point, take a jack stand or the spare tire from your vehicle and place it under the vehicle next to the jack along the frame. This is done just in case the jack fails while you're underneath the vehicle, so that there is something other than you to stop it. As an additional safety precaution, once you believe the car is secured in its elevated position and you are sure nobody is underneath of it, give the whole car a light rock back and forth to ensure the jack is securely in place. You would rather the vehicle fall now than when somebody walks by with you underneath of it. With your vehicle properly secured, it's time to get down and dirty. Grab your socket wrench and the appropriate socket for the oil pan bolt, the filter wrench, and the oil drain pan. Slide the oil drain pan, your two wrenches, and a few rags underneath the front of the vehicle in a position close to the oil pan. Position yourself on the ground at an angle suitable for facing upwards underneath the vehicle's engine. Slide yourself under the vehicle until you locate the oil pan as well as the oil filter. Place the oil pan directly underneath the oil pan and get your socket wrench into position. Once the wrench is securely fastened around the oil pan bolt, crank the wrench counterclockwise until the bolt breaks loose. At this point, put the wrench down. Remove the oil pan bolt the rest of the way by hand. When the bolt is about to come out, you will need to be quick, as that plug is the only thing holding the motor oil in the pan. The oil will still be warm and can be a pain to remove from under the fingernails and from under the skin in general. Wear a pair of disposable gloves if necessary. With the plug removed, wait for the oil to drain. With the few remaining drops spill from the oil pan, grab your filter wrench and apply the same counterclockwise motion to the filter until it breaks loose. Remove the filter the rest of the way by hand and flip it upside down in the drain pan so it drains out as well. Note, during the loosening process, oil will begin to drain from where the filter connects to the engine. This is fine. Return the oil Once everything drains, return the oil drain plug to its position and tighten it with your fingers until you cannot any longer. Wipe down the area around the bolt with one of your rags and tighten the oil pan bolt up with a clockwise motion of the socket wrench. You do not want to over tighten this bolt. It needs to be secure, not welded into place. Now grab the new oil filter and run your finger through some of the used motor oil in the pan and smear it around the ring of the new filter. This is done to promote adhesion of the rubber surfaces. Twist the filter into the housing in a clockwise motion by hand until it starts to get tight. Return your filter wrench to the new filter and tighten it with that same clockwise motion. Just like the oil pan bolt, we do not want to over tighten this either. The oil pan bolt and filter both secure, crawl back out from underneath the vehicle. Be sure to bring your tools, rags, and the oil pan with you. Jack the vehicle up just a tad bit to remove the jack stands or the spare tires. Release the jack and return the vehicle to the ground. Within the engine bay of the vehicle, locate the plug on top of the engine with the oil symbol on it. Remove the plug, place your funnel into the hole. Slowly add the oil to the engine, making sure not to spill any. Once the oil is added, remove the vehicle's dipstick and check the level one more time, ensuring the proper amount was added. And that's it. Your oil's been changed. It's time to clean up the work area. So let's revisit those steps one more time just to be sure. The first step is information gathering. The second step is to collect the necessary tools and materials. The third is to pop the hood and check the current oil level. The fourth is to jack up the car. The fifth is to drain the oil and remove the old filter. The sixth is to return the oil plug and return the new filter. The seventh is to return the car to the ground. The eighth is to add the new oil and check the level. The ninth is to clean up and enjoy the extra cash in your pocket. I hope you learned something here today. Changing your own oil is a relatively simple process that most people are more than capable of doing themselves.